Being targeted for your race or sexual orientation can be very upsetting. Bigotry targets us, not only as individuals, but the entire group that we belong to or identify with. Society considers bigotry an especially serious problem. Fortunately, we can deal with it the same way we deal with other forms of bullying. Always remember that some behaviors are really crimes, and it's not helpful to think of them as bullying. For example, no one is allowed to injure you physically, destroy your property, or prevent you from studying, living, or working wherever you want to work because of your group affiliation. For such actions, it may be appropriate to get authorities involved. However, for acts that hurt your feelings, you should learn to deal with them on your own. Our natural tendency is to get angry at people who insult our group and to get offensive about what they say about us. However, anger and defensiveness are hostile responses that will encourage our insulters to continue with their attacks. Furthermore, such reactions make us look like losers. When we react with hostility, we will not only confirm how they feel about our group, but we will be showing them that there really is something wrong with us because we're hostile and immature. So how can we deal with bigoted remarks successfully? By using the golden rule, of course. Instead of telling ourselves that there is something wrong with people for having negative thoughts about our group and that it makes them our enemies, we should tell ourselves the truth about bigotry. We are all bigots in one way or the other. I know that sounds crazy, but think about it. No one is completely free of prejudices. For example, all of us view someone in our life or some group in the world as our enemy. It may be another football team. It may be another political opponent. It may be someone on the other side of the world that makes us scared. We may not like them for one reason or the other. If we do, if we have a prejudice, we're really no different than anybody else. For example, everyone today loves hating bullies. That's a prejudice. You may not think of it as such, but it is. You don't like mean people, maybe. In fact, maybe you even hate mean people and feel justified in your prejudices. The funny thing is, every prejudicial person feels good about their point of view. If they don't like black people, it's for a reason. If they don't like gay people, that's for a reason. If they don't like mean people, it's for a reason. Everyone has prejudices and reasons for them, and it's critically important that you understand this if you're going to deal with someone who is making bigoted remarks against you. Consider this idea. Just because people have negative thoughts about us, it doesn't mean they are our enemies. Maybe they're trying to help us get rid of undesirable traits or characteristics. Maybe there's behaviors that we really should change that are typical of our group. It doesn't mean that we have to believe what they are saying is true, but we should actually maybe think about what they're saying. And it doesn't mean that we have to change what they don't like about us, but at least we should appreciate that they are saying something that they don't like. Maybe there's truth in it, and maybe we should change. I'll give you some examples. Let's say someone says, "Hey, you blacks are so lazy." Instead of saying, "That's not true. We work harder than whites." Instead of saying that, you could say, "That's interesting you think that way. You know, so many white people think that about us. How come you think that we're lazy?" Let's say if you're gay and someone says, "All gays are going to burn in hell." Instead of saying, "That's not true. Being gay is not a sin," you could simply say, "Hey, I hope it's not true. Thanks for being concerned about my soul." That'll diffuse their prejudice. If someone says, "You're a freak. You were born a guy, but you think you're a girl," instead of getting all upset and saying, "Shut your mouth, I'm not a freak," you could actually say, "You know, it's really tough feeling like a girl, but being stuck in a guy's body. You're so lucky your body and your mind are the same sex." You see, if someone says to you, "You Muslims are all terrorists. You all should be locked up," instead of getting upset, you can say, "You know, the terrorists have given all of us a bad name. Now everyone thinks we're all dangerous." If someone says to you, "You Jews only care about money. You'd sell your mom for $1. Rather than getting upset, you can say, "That's not true. That's a horrible stereotype." No, don't say that, because they'll get really mad. If you defend yourself, remember, saying, "That's not true," they're going to love making fun of you. Instead, try this one. "You know, we tend to care about money, but education and health are much more important to us." Do you care about money that much? You see, When you discover that by responding in a friendly way, the people will stop insulting you, now you're empowered. You don't have to be controlled by people's racism or prejudice. They also will have more respect for you when they start thinking, well, maybe your group isn't so bad after all. You will turn them into a less prejudiced of a person all by yourself by treating them like friends. But on the flip side, if you insist on treating other people like an enemy, then you will be likely to continue their hateful behavior towards you and your group. Dr. Martin Luther King figured it all out for us. He said, hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So let's overcome hate, the most destructive force in the world, and let's overcome it with love, the most powerful force in the universe.